105.1 The GOAT and NewRadioSportsNetwork.com. I'm Tim Coles, and we are getting ready for Gibraltar sectional basketball as they head to Ulco, the Battle of Three Lakes. And we are joined right now by the head coach of the basketball team, Justin Burress. And, Coach, first of all, congratulations on that regional championship. And when you reflect on those three games last week, what were maybe some of the things that you were really impressed that your team was able to do on, three consecutive victories?
We've just been playing really good team basketball right now. Scoring's been really spread. I've talked a lot about second chance points and rebounding, just those simple things, but, probably sounds redundant, but we've just been doing the little things right. Haven't been turning over the basketball. And we've been defensively very sound. So, all those led to, if you can go out and play defense every night, that's going to be consistent. You don't have to get, nobody's nervous about where the scoring is going to come from. Consistent scoring from Sam. We've got Will and Trevor who are putting in 10 points a game, and then we've got our guards who are really providing, as long as they provide their averages, we're in good shape.
And obviously last week you were also given, outside that Goodman-Pembine game, you were given some opportunity to kind of rest some of your players a little bit and give some of your other players, and maybe haven't played as much as they would like. They got some nice playoff experience as well. How important is that as you move along here in the playoffs?
Yeah, the deeper you get in the playoffs, obviously it puts more pressure on everybody. Fouls come into play, sickness and other things come into play, and you just need next man up. So we're going to be down, and at least one player tonight with sickness, and we're looking for those guys to step into big shoes. So just giving those players the ability to get on the floor, get some of the nerves out, get some playing time, and feel what it's like to play playoff basketball is hopefully going to pay off down the road.
Now, obviously, it was just a few years ago where you were in these same shoes. You played NEW Lutheran at Ishwabanon. So other than the slightly longer commute, what's been maybe similar about this team and maybe some of the big differences from that other sectional team that you just coached there? I believe it was the 2018-2019 season.
So I think the biggest difference has been our preparation. The first time that we got to the sectional game in 2019, we were so excited to be there. And it seemed like we had, obviously you're excited to celebrate that championship. People were buying T-shirts, and a lot of that actually became a distraction. I remember looking back and doing T-shirt orders and saying, why in the world am I focused on this right now when I should be watching game film? And we got the T-shirts out. Everybody loved them, but it did take time away. Those were small distractions. We ended up playing NEW, and that was the third time that we played them. We had split earlier in the year. I don't remember the scores off the top of my head, but we felt really confident going into that game, maybe too confident. And I remember walking in the gym, and we even gave the guys extra time just to kind of settle in, and it never really felt like we got settled in. NEW ended up really taking it to us. This year, we've got two players on the team that were there. Sam and Victor were on that squad. And now Sam and Victor have been a part of 3 regional championship games and 2 sectional appearances. And we have really just been preparing. We've watched a lot more game film. I think the guys have understanding of the game plan, and are really locked in on what we need to accomplish tonight. So it's been a more intense preparation, and we've kind of gotten, the regional's been nice, but we're hungry for that next step and to move forward.
And you farmed out the T-shirt orders.
We didn't even do T-shirts yet. I said, we're going to wait to do T-shirts. I had people ask, and I said, we'll wait till our season's over. We'll see how far we get, and then I'll worry about T-shirts.
There you go. And obviously tonight you will face a Three Lakes team that is familiar with the gym that you'll be playing in tonight, and maybe they played a little bit more of a, traditional week, if you will, because they had their regional championship canceled or postponed, I should say, due to the weather. They played that game on Monday. How much of a factor do you think that will play into tonight?
We saw that game. It's the fact, like you said, there's 3 games in a week. It feels like forever since we played. The guys are antsy to get out there. I don't know how much of a factor it's going to have them playing on Monday. They've got 2 days rest. I don't think it's going to be really a big advantage or a disadvantage, but it gave us as a team, an opportunity to watch them live and to watch during that Florence game. We had we got together and at the Fireside Restaurant, they let us use their facilities. They were closed on Mondays, so we got together and watched it on big screens and really had a chance for team bonding and just a night together. And then it was kind of fun to hear, which team. Some guys were kind of rooting for Florence. Some guys wanted Three Lakes to win for different reasons. One interesting perspective was Will Friedenfels. He was really excited for Three Lakes because he's excited to guard Epler, who's 6'6". He'd much rather stay in the paint and guard a big body than to go out and chase around a 5'11" guard, which that's what we would have been seeing if we've been facing Florence. There's nobody over 6 feet. So just different perspectives from the players on why they were excited for this matchup. And, really it kind of got them into that scouting mode. I think maybe it was even more of an advantage for us than really for Three Lakes to be playing Monday.
And we'll have you put your scouting hat on. What really stuck out to you with this Three Lakes squad?
Well, Epler, number 34, you're going to be watching him. He's 6'6", averaging 15 points a game. Really he's not shooting anywhere but the paint. He hasn't attempted a three-point shot all year. He doesn't really put up anything from the elbow. He's just looking to get right to the rim. And he's a good help side defender. He's pretty much going to be stationary. Depending on our matchups, he really doesn't come out of there. So he's a good help defender. Manny and Erickson, 10 and 23. They're their two sharpshooters, 37 and 36% for three-point attempts or for shooting. And so just to give the fans that are listening like a little perspective, Jake Schar's shooting 36% and Sam's shooting 39%. So we consider them very good outside shooters. These guys are right in that range as well. So we're going to have to make sure that we're going over the screens tonight, nothing under. They do a dribble drive attack, like a Kentucky-style dribble drive offense. So they're looking to make you pinch and then kicking out to those shooters.
And, how has practice been this week since watching that game? Have you been, for the most part, once again, Hayes in the barn, but kind of working on those little things at this point? Yeah,
our practices kind of shift based on the day and like when our games are coming up, and how much, if you're going to go hard on conditioning or if you're going to go heavy on shooting or if you're going to go heavy on game plan. Yesterday we got a lot of shots up and went over situations, went over end of game situations, some game winners, some plays like, 5 seconds on the clock, 4.5, 3.5 from half court, heavily, contested. How much time can we get the ball down the floor? Those are the types of things we're looking at as we get farther into the postseason. So the guys have been focused. A lot of times when you're doing that stuff, they're really into the drills and they're really into scrimmaging and they're really into, you can tell the intensity is there. And then oftentimes you start talking situations and, they're looking up at the clouds, but everybody's been really locked in and focused on what we need to do.
Then finally, Coach, fill in the blank time. Gibraltar heads to Pulaski after beating Three Lakes tonight. If your team is able to do what?
We need to contest their outside shooters, and we need to stay out of foul trouble in the paint. I think that basically, instead of staying out of foul trouble, I would say stay down. We've got shot blockers in there that just can contest 34. I think that he's not used to going against two bigs. So if we can take care of those three, take those guys out of the game, I see a lot of advantages for us.
Very good. Once again, Gibraltar, Three Lakes from Elko. We'll have the game for you on 105.1 The Goat and NewRadioSportsNetwork.com beginning at 6:30 p.m. with the pregame show, followed by the opening tip at 7. Good luck, Coach, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate the coverage.
And you're listening to the New Radio Sports Network.